Alrighty, guys. How are you guys doing today? Today we're going to be doing the first of two parts of the building a 1/100 scale Flames War half track. SDKFZ 251. This is the German half track. It comes, at least I got it. I'm building it for my Armored Panzer Grenadier platoon. There you go. So I've already built all the Panzer Grenadiers, and then I built 3 of the half tracks. So this is the last one. So we're going to be starting off the tools we're going to be using for this first section building. Again, I guess I should say, so the first today is going to be on building the half track, and then on, so next week, or the part 2 will be painting and weathering. So we're going to be using just straight clippers. You don't have to use rail nippers. You could use any good just pliers. You're just going to be cutting it off the sprue. When doing so, you want to be careful that you're not, you kind of want to try to make it clean cut, so that way you don't rip it out, and then sometimes it'll leave marks. So then we will go over and sand between this and sandpaper. We'll get all those knobs off in a minute, which yeah, so we're just going to cut these off. It's just these 2 hull sections. It's a pretty simple model to build. You really just have, well, probably, I'd say about 5 main pieces. You got your hull sections, you got your tracks, and this. So I guess 6 and you're counting the wheels as 1 unit, which we'll get to in a minute. But right now we're just taking these off and the tracks, and then we'll be smoothing them off, so that way you don't have rough marks, and everything will then fit better, which is always nice. Otherwise it can, like when you're gluing it, it'll leave cracks, and yeah, not always fun. So we'll set that over here, and then we're just going to take our pliers here. You can kind of get the most of it normally with the pliers if you're careful. You want to be careful that you don't rip into the actual, or I should say, cut into the actual, sit down here. You don't want to cut into the actual piece, the hull piece here. And then I'll probably also get my hobby knife and use that. Between a mix of just, your blades and stuff. But the nippers are handy for kind of the first rough cut, because if you were to do this all with sandpaper, it would take a very long time, because especially, you use fine sandpaper. There we go. So there's all this. So this is ready to go for right now as a rough. I'll just show you guys everything I do on this, and then I'll get the other ones done. And when you guys don't have to watch the rest of it. So I'm kind of smoothing it. Yeah, these are a bit rough, so we're going to take our hobby knife here and just kind of very carefully, again, this will cut. You get too deep, it'll just kind of slide in there, which you really don't want, because then you'll have a kind of a crack right there. You could always do it over, make it into a, if you do that, you can turn it, it's not the end of the world, you can use some weathering tactics and stuff and turn it into, if it's too big, you could turn it into a, a hole where a round went through or something like that. Because of the thin armor, it's not going to detonate, so it's normally just gonna, unless it's HE. But so as you guys see here, I'm just taking my hobby knife. As you see there, I think I just peeled a little bit off. That's what you don't want to do, is you kind of, it'll catch and then you peel it off. It can be kind of hard to watch for sometimes, but here, and then get this top edge nicely done if you can, because this section will go on top. So and then this actually doesn't even really look like it needs it. I think I got it mostly all with the hobby knife, but if you think it does, like if you want to really get it smooth, you can use a little bit of fine sandpaper here. I don't totally know what grit this is, but just gonna work on that there. Yeah, and there you go. So you just do that for your pieces, and then I'm going to do the rest of these, and I'll show you guys what we'll do next. All right, so we have these 4 pieces all done and smooth. This will be a nice clean fit. So now we're just going to take our 2 halves of our hull. I'm going to take my plastic cement, and we're going to put it along this edge here. Kind of all these top edges, if you guys see. So right there, and you're going to need to re-put it back on because it dries quickly, and then, you know, it has grip, but then I normally put a little bit on after I've actually put the pieces together. So there we go. Looking good so far. Oh, the back actually looks like it got a little bent somehow. This one, let me see if I can fix that. I don't know how that happened. They didn't. Maybe I got bent in the box. So now they're on, and you just put a little more glue on the sides. If you're short on glue, you of course don't have to do the first part. You could just put these together and glue it, but it does have, I find at least, a nicer, stronger fit when you kind of do both, putting it on before you put the piece on, and then putting it on a little bit around the edges just to kind of seal it, if that makes sense. I forget, was this, there's the seam, yeah. And then this front piece, you want to make sure that's solid because you don't want your front piece coming off. Alright, so there we go. That is drying. These are light, so you don't really have to let them dry, let them dry long. And then we're just going to always test fit your pieces. I already test fit all these, but I'm just going to show you. Test fit everything, make sure it fits properly before you glue it on, because it'll do a lot less damage. Oh, did I not get these? It'll do a lot less damage to have to kind of fix the piece, and it's just so much easier, even if it may feel like it takes a little bit of time. It's definitely important to test check it, because, or fit check it, whatever you want to call it. Okay. There we go. So this is fitting, looks like it's fitting pretty well. I'm going to just kind of, I think I'm going to shave just a little bit off this side here. I think there's just a little much too much hanging out. So I'm going to fit these, and then we'll be back, and well, I'll let this dry for a few minutes. I'll fit those on, and we'll be back for working on the next section, which will be the front wheels and the back. Okay guys, so I have this drying now. It's coming along well. It should only take, I'd say, about 5 minutes to kind of set, and then you don't really have to worry about it that much, as long as you're careful with it. So next we're going to be working on the front wheels, or the wheels, the steering wheels. It's not a steering wheel, but you know what I mean, like the wheels in the front you guys know what I'm trying to say. Actually, the only wheels on this vehicle, the rest are tracks. So we're going to be working on the wheels. There we go. We're going to be taking, this is the middle piece for the 2 wheels here. I know what it's called, and I just blanked on it. It's suspension, and I don't think it's an axle, right? Isn't the axle? Maybe it is an axle. I can't believe I forgot that. It'll come back to me as soon as I turn the video off, I bet. So these 2 pieces will just be glued. I'll clean them off, and then we'll just glue them like this, and then they'll be all ready to be put on. So I'm going to do that, get that ready, and then we'll glue that on and work on the last 2 pieces on the basic hull before we start putting on details. Alright, so the next piece that we'll be working on, this is dried now, is the bed. Right here, if you look on your sprue, this section is the bed that fits basically right like that. Also, quick question. I don't know what these do. I've been kind of looking up. I can't figure out. I think they're for bridge, right? They would go on the side and then like swing down, or they would go like this. like this, and then I thought they were for a bridge. I don't know how we use them in Flames of War. If somebody knows who's watching this, please let me know. I was a little confused by that. Anyway, that is an option if you guys want to do that. But right now we're going to be cutting out this piece and this piece. This is the door, and this is the bed. The bed in the back, the deck, whatever you want to call it. We're also going to be cutting out, I'm going to do MG42 probably. So this machine gun and also this front plate. So we're going to be cutting out a bunch of stuff. I'm going to get them all cut out and lay them out here, and then put them together one by one so you guys can see where and how they work. Alright guys, and quick to note that I did not mention when I was talking about cutting stuff out. So you have your gun shields here. This would be MG40, there we go, if I can get on my finger there. This would be the MG42 one, this would be the MG34. I was a little confused because you do have the option to do a 37mm on your vehicles, which I'll show you guys here. You can do a 37mm KWK 38 cannon, I think, or maybe it's one of the packs, I'm not totally sure. Or pack 50. I kind of forget some of those, but this is what we'll be building basically. Is what we'll do of this. It will just be a machine gun, MG42. So you want to, this would be your late war, which I'm preparing for. Preparing for late war. I'm a little bit late to the mid-war party, so just making everything late war, so I can still play mid-war, but just like small details like that. You have your MG42, MG34, and this gun shield. No, it does not go with the they're just open here. I'm sure you could rig it up on there if you wanted to, but this is supposed to go with the MG34 if you guys, or the earlier mid-war. I don't totally know the dates. I'm guessing 41, 42 model of this. So I'm going to cut everything else out, and then I'm going to show you guys where it all goes, and we'll start putting it all together. Alright, so of course your wheels will go right in this. I don't think there's any special rule to it. It just kind of fits right here. You do want to make sure you get them level. If I can just get them in, maybe they do go a certain direction, I think. So we can slide that right in there. There, I felt it. Anyway, I remember having this issue with some of the other ones. It slides in there. But anyway, so your wheels will go, of course, in the front. I would assume everybody would know that, but just explaining where all this goes. And then this slides nicely right in there. It fits very nicely. You just push it right in snugly. I'm not quite ready to put it in yet, but and then the doors on the back, which I believe go the short bar. You see how there's little bars where they would open it. You guys see that? There's the long one and the short one, and then there's the bar in the middle, which I believe is the handle. So I think it goes like this, because if you put the bed down, that is about the height that their hand could be as they go out the back. So I believe they go like this, or it goes like this, whatever. Your extra machine gun goes on the back here, and of course your gun shield would go here, where your machine gunner fits right there, like that. So oops. I do already have all my riflemen painted, infantry, whatever. I painted them all at once. I'm not going to be doing a video on that today, but if you guys are interested to see how I do it, and still kind of was experimenting, let me know, and I will see if I can get on that next time I get some German infantry. If you guys also want to see Russian infantry, as you can see, I have some underway here, which actually this goes there, but feel free to let me know, and I will do that. So now I'm just going to be putting all these pieces together, and I'll show you what it looks like. And I think that is about everything we'll need to do. A quick note about the machine gun is it's easier to paint. I'm going to put it on because I found it not too difficult, but as you guys will see with the painting, we'll base coat the vehicle, and it might be easier for some people to spray paint this as a separate piece and then paint the gun and then put it on. If you guys don't think it's too hard, just put it on and paint it, but base coat it and then paint the gun. That's what I did with my other ones. But just a quick note, so you don't actually put that on and be like, oh man, this is going to be difficult, and you don't want to make it look sloppy. So we'll show you guys the finished, finished vehicle in just a minute. Alrighty guys, well that was a pretty simple and easy build. The painting weathering can take a little longer, but it certainly looks nice on the vehicle. As you guys can see, so we have the gun shield, the rear machine gun, whether you do it at a 34 or a 42 model is what that is. We have our simple track pieces, the wheels, and the bed. So there's really not too many parts to this, as there shouldn't be, because you end up actually building quite a few of these for Flames of War, because these are just stock transport vehicle for transporting infantry, towing guns, etc. So you guys, you'll build quite a few of these. So they're very easy. It took me probably maybe 15 minutes, since I let everything fully dry, and I kind of had to hold the machine gun in the back to keep it from falling over as it dried. But it was a very easy build. I'm impressed with the model. They look great. I already have, as I said, 3 done, which I'll show you guys at the end of part 2 of this, where we paint and weather it. I don't know what else I really have to say about it. I like the model. I like the whole Panzer Grenadier platoon, armored Panzer Grenadier platoon. Anyway, I will do a review on that if you guys want, but next week we should have something. I'm getting something that should be pretty exciting. We'll have hopefully some other build videos from that, some preparing for late war. I've already given away too much, but you guys will have to see next Sunday, and then hopefully 2 Sundays from now, there probably won't be any video because I'm going to be gone. That is the thing, guys, so if you guys, if there's not many videos in the near future, I'm kind of missing Sundays or Thursdays, maybe more Sundays just because of when I'm traveling. Till probably late April, I'm kind of having some trips and different stuff. It's all good and fun. It's just I may not be able to get videos out in time. That would be interesting. So I hope you guys can understand that. But I'll do as many as I can, and we should have a video next Sunday. I might be traveling, so there may not be a thumbnail for it, but I can upload it from my phone. So if I have it all done already, and so we'll be able to do a part 2 sometime. I may put it out actually middle of this week to kind of make up for any videos I lose. I might do it tomorrow. We'll see. It doesn't take too long to paint it. As I'll talk about in the video, the worst part is painting all the tracks, the black part, because you want to do it carefully and make sure you get a nice clean black around the tracks, because that adds a lot. But other than that, I guess I'm talking too much about painting already. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Tell me guys if there's anything special you want to see on Thursday. I'm hoping to be able to participate in the April Fool's event, which either hopefully will start today on the 31st or for sure tomorrow, Monday, on the 1st, which will be quite exciting. But if you guys want to see something in the future, requests, if you guys, is anything interested you're seeing that interests you guys, I'd be happy to take requests and things and consider them for future videos. So we'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have had a great weekend and have a great week. We'll see you in the next one.